Breaking news. English crisis, the message of religious leaders to Amba boys. In a statement obtained by VOA Afrique, Cameroon's religious leaders blame these arbitrary killings on Amba boys and the armed forces in the two English-speaking areas. Amba boys is the name given to English-speaking secessionists fighting the regular army in the northwestern and southwestern regions of Cameroon. The so-called Declaration on the Socio-Economic Crisis in the Northwest and Southwest regions also denounces the attacks and the physical, emotional, and psychological abuses on the populations, the looting and the free destruction of the public goods and private, forced displacement of individuals and families from their homes and living environments, perpetual attacks on schools and deprivation of the right to education recognized to children, the intimidating presence of the armed forces and excessive use of force against unarmed populations in both regions. In addition, the President of the National Episcopal Conference of Cameroon, Monsignor Samuel Kleta, the President of the Higher Islamic Council of Cameroon, Chi Ikumara Malam, and the President of the Council of Protestant Churches of Cameroon, Fonke Samuel Ferban, who co-signed the statement, call on the Cameroonian government to redefine and control the missions of the armed forces in the two regions, to punish, according to the law, all persons, military or civilian, who commit attacks, violence, fires, destruction of property and extrajudicial executions. The three religious leaders also want the government to initiate and urgently announce a national plan for resolving this crisis, taking into account its deep and real causes, with a view to real peace. This new epistolary output of Cameroon's religious leaders insists on the cessation of all forms of violence in the two English-speaking regions. Through the retired English Cardinal Christian Toomey, former Archbishop of Douala, the Cameroonian clergy had already pronounced for the holding in Bia in the southwest of a general conference of Anglophones from 29 to August 30, 2018. The idea had not received the approval of all. Neither the government on some points, let alone leaders and secessionist fighters. The conference could be held next November. The Cameroonian clergy seems to be coming back to the charge about the Anglophone crisis, just days before the start of the electoral campaign for the presidential election of October 7. Moreover, the statement says, religious leaders pledge to denounce to fight together against all forms of violence, injustice, and desecration of human life and human rights until that peace and justice return throughout the whole